Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial we are going to see another topic on Splunk. Okay, so if you have seen we had gone through a lot of tutorial on Splunk. So if you see my previous tutorial, we have shown how to strip time zone from the timestamp, right? And before that I have showed how to create a Splunk app, right? So just for example, I have a Splunk app here, okay, and if I go there I have a dashboard as well. So if I go to my customized dashboard, okay, so I have some entries in the dashboard, so it's still loading. So you can see I have some charts in the dashboard, and I have some drop downs and some options over here, right, where I can select. So we are going to see about how we can create this custom drop down, custom checkbox, drill down, and all those things. Okay, a submit button. So we will see how we can create these things in this tutorial. Okay. So before I get started into it, I have a request for you. So kindly subscribe to my channel, like this video, share, and comment. And I also have a surprise to you. So what I thought is it's good to ask some questions in the tutorial, so you can just recollect some of the topics we previously covered, right? So if you have seen my previous tutorial, or if you are a person who knows about Splunk, probably you can easily answer this question. So my question is, can you list out the common ports used in Splunk? So if you can write down, what port is used for web port management and forwarder indexing and the KB store. So Splunk uses different kind of ports, and you should really know which port is used for what, because that is used in a lot of places where sometimes you'll have open in firewall. You should know how the data is transferred between these ports, right? So that's why I wanted to ask you this question. So kindly enter your answer in the comment section. So let's see how many of you get it right. Okay, so let's get back to our app. Okay, and this is the dashboard. Okay, so I'm going back to another dashboard which I have created. So if you see in this dashboard, I don't have the custom drill down or the checkbox or any of those options, right? So let's see how we can create those. So to edit a dashboard, what you need to do is you need to click on edit option here. So then you will get these options. Like there are two ways you can do it. One is through UI, another one is through source. Then you have options like add panels, which we have seen how we can add panels like a bar chart or pie chart, or so there are different options which you can use to add panels. Okay, which if you are not sure, you can check out my previous tutorial. Then you have this option for inputs. So there you have multiple options like text, radio buttons, drop down, checkbox, multi selects, right, submit button. So this we will be seeing how we can create those. Okay, so one thing I want to tell you now is this tutorial will be two parts. So in this part I'll be only showing how to create these customized drill down and the input sections, but I will not be showing once you select the options. Usually we can convert that into a, like, the content on the charts can be refreshed automatically depending upon the selection in our the input options. Okay, so that I'm not going to do it in this tutorial, but as a continuation I'll be doing it in the next tutorial. Okay, so let's start with how to create these inputs, then we can see, because in this input creation there are a few things which you have to set, variables, and how you can set what need to be shown there and all those things. So let's see how we can do that. Okay, let me run a query here first to just show you what will be the output. So from there, we will be using what has to be brought into the customization in that dashboard. So now if you see this query, I have a field called country count white percentage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down from as a list of these countries. So let's use this query. Okay, so let's go back to our dashboard. Let's add a drop down. Okay, then let's go to edit input. Okay, and this is called as field. So field name, I'm going to give the name as country. Okay, and the token name. So this is really important because this token name is what we will be using for our future tutorials, because depending upon this token, we can change the content of our tables and dashboards, charts and everything. Okay, so let's put it on country, name it as country. Okay. Okay, so next, I'm not giving any content for token prefix or suffix. Okay, so I'm leaving this name at this point as blank. So let me give this search string, which we used it here. So it should be depending upon what period, since I have this content for very old time. So 24 hours I will not be getting any data, so I'm going to use all time. Okay, so in your case you can give 15 minutes or something like that. Okay, and I'm going to give the label as country for both these. Okay, so now if I apply, you can see the country is created here, but I don't get any values, right? So let me give this as capital C so it's easy. Now you can see it's changed here. So the field name, okay, so the label is the name there. Now what I need to give is here I have an option called name and value, right? So I'm going to give the name as all and the value as star. Okay, so what does it it will give all the values over here, so whatever comes in this field. So if you see now, it started giving a value like all, right? So you can see it's started giving values. So let me see. So now we can see all here. Okay, so if I select this is for default what should be shown over here. Okay, the one thing which you have to be very clear is this field for label. So if you read through, you can see what it says, field returned from the search. So this is should be exactly the same. So here the field name is country, it's a capital C, so you should give the same as it is, otherwise you will not get the output correctly when we are adding it. So if you read this, field return from search, so this has to be set correctly. Now if you see, I've started getting the drop down for all these countries which are listed here, right? So if you don't set those values correctly, so you will not get. Now you can set the default as all, or what do you mean by default is, you can see now it is set as all. So if you want to change, like whenever I start this screen, it should be default set to Europe, so you can set that. And the initial value, if you apply that, if you just refresh, sorry, I have to save this dashboard. Okay, now if you see, by default it shows as United Kingdom, right? So that's what the default value is, but I will keep it as all, so I will keep that as all. Okay, let's save it. So now you see the first our customized drop down is ready, so you can select from here United Kingdom, or which country you want to do. So it's just a field, so if you want to use some other field, you just need to edit your query accordingly. Okay, now as I told you, usually what we can do is when I select this drop down, it should change our graphs accordingly. That I'm not showing it now, but we will see it in the upcoming tutorial. Okay, let's go to the source section. Okay, now if you see the source section, we have some entries added here, right? It's called input, and the type is dropdown, right? And the token name is country, right? And the search when change is true, right? And these are the labels, initial value, right? So all those things we have set. And the search, we have a query, right? So this is the query we have used. So in future we will also see how we can set as a base query here. So this can be set as a base query, so we don't have to run it every time. So we can call that base search, and then we can run the query on top of that. Okay, so we'll see all those things in the upcoming tutorials, but let's try to create this customized dashboard first now. Okay, so let's go to our next section. So let's edit this, and let's add another input. Let's add a radio button. Okay, so for this one I'm going to use a different search query. Okay, so let me search this one. So now if you see this, if you remember my previous tutorial, we have spoke about strip time and strip time, right, to get some value out of this. So dt is the actual field, and from there I have created a field called dt underscore year, right? So what I'm going to use, I'm going to use this dt underscore year field into this field, okay, into our radio button. So let's see how we can do that. So I will call this as year label. Okay, so let me call this as dt underscore year, and let the search string over here, and I will do it for all time, and the field value is coming for dt underscore year. Okay, so this has to be very clear. Okay, this should be from this field. If you put dt, it should be different values we are getting. Okay, so if I apply, you can see it's coming up here, right? 2013 and 2012, which is coming from there. Now I can here also, if you want, you can set default, it should be selected, this one, but I think in this checkbox I'm leaving it as it is. Okay, so let's apply it here. So I think this should be enough for me, unless if you want some option to select both. For example, here we have all, right? So if you want that option, you come here and you add all, and you put a star over here. So that means it will take for both. So you see all. So if you select all, means 2013 and 12 included, or if you just want 2012, you can select over here. So that's how it will be. Okay, so let's apply for this. Okay, and save it. So that's how we can do it here. So we have the second customized option in our dashboard. So we have the checkbox, right, so which you can select, and we have the drop down. Now let's see what we can add as a next. Okay, so let's add another input, which is as a multi-select. Okay, so we have a field value where we can multiple selection option. Okay, so let's edit this. For this one also I'm using the same query, okay, where we have this year. So but I just want to show like we have a different way to do it, like rather than using the checkbox, we can have a multi-selector. Okay, so let's call this year score new. Okay, okay, and let's go to the field for values, which will be dt underscore year. This is coming from that query. Okay, let's apply it. Okay, Now if you see, I have an option. I can select 2 years at the same time, right? And the star is also there, and you can delete this, so you can also add the same way, like all options maybe. So the name you can give anything, it doesn't matter. Okay, it can be all or total or complete or whichever it is. So now you have three, so you can see you can add multi-select over here. Okay, the field name we have to change. I think it's not saved. Yeah, let's go. Okay, let's save this. So now you see you have a multi-select option over here, right? And the field name is so what's the benefit? As I said, you can select multiple options like here, and like here. So depending upon that, we can edit, right? So if you go to the source, you can see we have multiple entries are getting all added here, right? So there is a type radio button and there's a multi-select. So this query is shown here, right? So I'm just trying to show you how to create this. So usually you don't need probably the checkbox and multi-select at the same time. Maybe one is required at one time for you. Okay, now let's see how we can add another customization. Let's add another input. Let's make it as a checkbox. Okay, because now we have the drill down, right? And we have also the radio button. Now we have multi-select and this one for checkbox. Okay, let's see how we can create that. So I'm going to use the same query again because it's only just a sample I want to show you, so it doesn't matter what query I'm using. So but the field which I'm using is what matters. So depending upon your search, you can change the field. Okay. Okay, then let's go to the search. Let's put the search here. Okay, the duration and the field, I'm going to use the same dt underscore year from it. It's applied. Yep, you can see it's coming up now here, right? And let me add an all also here, so I can include both, which will be star. Okay, if you want default it to be selected, all that can be is also possible. So now if you see, you have multiple options in the customization of your dashboard, right? So this will be really helpful when you are creating some of your dashboard. So once you select this, you will be able to extract or get some report based on these values. Okay, so how we will do that, again I will show you in the next tutorial. So it depends upon how the token we have set. We'll be calling these values into our actual search, okay, for the dashboard. So let's add one submit button also here. So let me add an input as a submit button. Okay, so just save it. So you see, these all options are up now. Okay, so if you want to query the output from here, like you select United Kingdom and for 2013 alone, then you submit, your report should get updated automatically. So let's see how to do that in the upcoming tutorial. Okay, so the main thing which you have to understand in this tutorial is how to set the values. Okay, so you see this values token names you have to set correctly, and you have to set the static options, whether you want to have all options. Okay, and the field which you want to extract from the query. So these things has to be set properly, then only you will get these output on the customization correct. Okay, so before I end up this tutorial, let me ask you the question again. So can you list down the common port used in Splunk? the web port, management port, forwarder or indexing port, or KV stores port. KV store port. Okay, so and enter your answers in the comment section. Okay, so this short tutorial, I hope it's informative for you, and thank you for watching. So keep supporting me, subscribe to my channel, like this video, share and comment, keep giving me your feedback. Okay.